Hello, hello, you beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. My name is Michelle, and I help people along their spiritual awakening. And one of these days, I will actually make my intro sound the same every single time. But side note, I'm an intuitive, so I like to do things on the fly, and I don't love structure too much. So we are just going to go with the flow and keep things going. But yeah, I always wonder if that like drives people nuts that my intro is different every single time. Drives me nuts like a little bit, but I also don't care and I like to do whatever I want to do. So we are going to do some evening messages because I did not do my morning messages today. I just started teaching an intuitive class on Zoom, and it is so fun. We hop on. So if you're watching right now and you'd be interested in learning along with me, it's a more intimate conversation. You get to be with me and ask me questions, ask the universe questions. I'll pull cards for you on whatever you are feeling stressed about in your life. But in my classes, I will be doing each week, I will be doing an energy read for the week. I do my own research on these topics and on maybe the energy for the month. So for example, something I talked about in my class today at 1 o'clock was there are 7, maybe around 8 days in February that we have to look out for that are big days, great days to invest money, great days to keep an eye on your relationships. It's just like an energy surge. You'll start to feel like a nudge to want to, do something with your money. And it just happens to fall on the same day that we are predicting. So it's almost like predictions for each month. So I'm going to do that in all of the classes. We're going to talk about what important days we can look forward to. We're going to talk about, how the universe works, how to manifest, how to learn to love ourselves more. Just basically this entire spiritual path, like whatever you're currently struggling with, we will address it in all of these classes. And a lot of times we are going to be intuitive and we're going to let the universe guide us on what needs to be learned in each session, which is how I like to teach. And my phone is ringing right now. And my phone has been ringing from this, it's the same town that keeps calling, but they're all different numbers at the end. And I already answered it once and I was like, hello. And I'm such a nerd when I answer it. I'm always like, hello, hello. And I'm like, sorry, you didn't say hi fast enough. And then I hang up. But they called like 8 times today and I answered it once because I was so annoyed. And now they're calling again. So maybe it's just the universe, or maybe it's my dad calling to say hi. I like to believe that our loved ones like to mess with electronics. So we're going to start this energy evening reading off with my Heart Thoughts book. But I just wanted to give a quick intro to let you guys know about the classes that I'm teaching. It's Mondays and Thursdays, 1 p.m. Eastern time and 7 p.m. So I'll be doing it again tonight and I'm so pumped. But if you want to join, my email is in the description. You can follow me on Instagram, michelle.thornton11, and you can chat with me there. I'm on there all the time. All right, so let's see. Oh, also it's $20 per class. Super cheap. And you basically get a reading for like $20 while you're in the session. Here we go. Okay. I listen to my body's messages. Glasses. Your girl's getting old. Okay. In this world of change, I choose to be flexible in all areas. I am willing to change myself and my beliefs to improve the quality of my life and my world. My body loves me in spite of how I may treat it. My body communicates with me, and I now listen to its messages. I am willing to get the message. I pay attention and make the necessary corrections. I give my body what it needs on every level to bring it back to optimum health. I call upon an inner strength that is mine whenever I need it, and so it is. And the left side says, the body, like everything else in life, is a mirror of your inner thoughts and beliefs. Every cell responds to every single thought you think and every word you speak. And if you're new to my channel and if you don't know me, this speaks to my entire existence right here. If you were to read a manual on Michelle, it is all about her body and how my body tells me everything. I've been navigating food intolerances and sensitivities for the last like 15 years. I go to my body when I have to make a decision in my life. When I have to do anything, I ask this, because guess what lives inside of here? Your soul. And your soul lives inside of your body, right? And your mind is what is like always so logical and always needs to know, like it likes to follow rules and it likes to follow what society tells you to do. But your soul is like wanting to bring you the best experience here on earth ever. And so what your soul does, it will move and shake and make your body feel a certain way to guide you to take the action to do those things to lead you to the best life ever. So anxiety is your beacon. It's your body saying, hey, this doesn't feel good here. It's time to leave. Or if it's an illness, hey, you need to rest because I want to talk to you. Usually if people get sick and they're like stuck on the couch sleeping, it's because their soul wants to lay them down so they can get quiet enough so that their soul can give them ideas. If it's an injury, injuries are huge. That is a huge, if you have ever been injured, just know that is the universe picking you up by your armpits and it is putting you down and it's saying, you stay here because you are running yourself ragged and you need to rest or you need to change your life in some way. I've never broken a bone in my entire life. But I did have reconstructive elbow surgery. So I have a cadaver ligament in my left elbow. You probably can't see the scar, but it's like kind of like Tommy John surgery, but on the reverse. Normally Tommy John is in here, but I had it on the outside. But anyway, it was a very weird way that I did that. And it was like very universe driven. The universe like made me get hurt so that I would be laid up and I would have all this time to rest and think about what I was doing, where I was going, who I was with. And I was currently with a partner at the time, and it was time to leave that partnership. And my body made me get hurt. My soul made me get hurt so that I would sit and think. And what do you know? Guess what I did? I listened. And I followed and I broke up with him a few days after my surgery. And then everyone told me I was crazy. Everyone's like, you're on drugs. Like, what are you doing? You don't want to end a relationship after you just had this. But I just knew. I knew in my body that it wasn't right. I couldn't go to sleep with it anymore. And then guess what happened? Then I let everybody talk me into it. I let my guilt talk me into it. I let he kept showing up at my door, knocking on my door saying, we can't do this. We're meant to be together. And then guess what happened? I stayed or I didn't stay. We got back together and it was, a beautiful time for like another 7 or 8 months. And then he broke my heart into a million pieces. So we were even like talking marriage the week before he broke up with me. So I don't regret not following that because there was lessons and stuff I needed to learn during that time. But my soul knew. My soul made me get hurt, made me rest. And I followed it. And then I went back on it because I didn't listen to my intuition. I listened to what everybody else was saying I should do. And then I felt bad because his heart was broken. So I abandoned Michelle to please everybody else, including him. And I love him, still do, but it just wasn't right for me. And he ended up being really hurt in the end too, because he had to break my heart. I was clinging on for dear life. I was skin and bones after that breakup. I lost so much weight. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. I just was like, what is going on? And he definitely was like a good, healthy karmic connection where we felt like we had known each other like other lifetimes. We were just really, really passionate about each other. But for him, I think it was a light switch. I think he was like, all right, it's time to go. And she's not ready and she's clinging on to me. So I think the lesson in that was for him to walk away from me. So maybe I ended up staying in after my surgery so that he could build his soul strength to leave me. I don't know. We'll never know. We'll know when we die. But your body will tell you. You'll get injured, you'll get sick, you'll have things happening to you when the universe and your soul, your higher self, is trying to lay you down and it's trying to talk to you, to send you a message to say, hey, you're not happy here and we want you to be happier. So let's have some time to rest and see how we can be happier. Okay. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but my neighbors are walking above me and it's super loud. So I apologize if you can hear that. For some reason, I grabbed, I was going through like old manifestation stuff and I started writing some parenting tips that when I become a parent, and I felt guided to share that tonight. So it was perfect about our bodies being our beacons and listening to our bodies and tuning in, because I have a bunch of stuff on here on what we should teach our children. You know, think about your children. If they're in a situation like, you know, my dad definitely like didn't want me suffering. Like I called my dad so many times during that relationship because I felt depressed and I felt sad and I felt like, I don't know, I just felt like I didn't know who I was. And he was trying to guide me, but it was the relationship that was clouding me. It wasn't me needing to figure out me. It was the fact that I needed to get out of that relationship, but I didn't know it at the time. But now I know that feeling. So now, which is perfect, because now hopefully all of you will learn that once we identify what the messages are that our body is trying to send us, then we can take action. Then we can know what's best for us. And then we can share it with our kids. So I'm just going to read a couple of these to you guys. So if you're parents, listen up, take some notes. These are some profound messages from the universe to you. Okay. The first thing that I have like a heart. I don't know if you guys can see it, the heart that's circled. It says, teach them that if you change and challenge the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Poof, magic. I'm such a nerd with the way I write. I put train their minds to pause and listen to their hearts, which is their body, which is so perfect. I can believe it, but I can't believe we pulled that page and I had this already prepared. Showing and telling them that they do not need to do anything to receive love from me. Them existing is worthy of the greatest love. No need to do anything. They are worthy of so much abundance, peace, love, and joy. If one child gets a special gift, they all don't need one. They can learn to be happy and genuinely happy for their sibling who received that love or that gift. No jealousy. There's room for everyone to feel joy at different times. And this is something that I think is so important, to be like, no, you know, just because one kid gets something doesn't mean you all. We can celebrate people receiving things at different stages of the game. We can't always receive, because if we raise our kids to think that everything's equal and everything's always fair, then that's what they're going to believe. And that's what they're going to expect. And it's going to leave them feeling so depleted and slated when they're young adults. So when I have kids, I'm going to strategically give certain kids certain things at different times, and we're all going to sit there and celebrate the one that is receiving. We are going to make them feel seen. We're going to make them feel heard. And then we're all going to look at ourselves and go, wow, we genuinely are happy for them. That's unconditional love, is seeing somebody else in their joy and being like, yeah, I'm so happy for you. Look what you got. So we can step out of our pain, step out of our, you know, how come that didn't happen to me? Or how come I didn't get that? Teaching kids that young is crucial. Okay. The next one says they must solve fights on their own. My house will probably be a shit show. But basically, like, I imagine, I've always wanted to do this too, have like two kids run up to me like, Mom, so-and-so do this. And I'd be like, figure it out on your own. They need to learn how to problem solve. And I would say, compromise, go, you know, barter, go do something. If you both want the same toy, maybe figure out, you can get it for 30 seconds. I'll get it for 30 seconds after you. Figure it out on your own. Kids need to learn how to problem solve. We can't always just give, because then they're going to be adults like me. And I struggle with this. I always expect somebody to help me with everything. I don't know how to problem solve. I literally sometimes forget to use Google. And it's because I was hindered growing up by somebody always doing everything for me. I was so spoiled in that way, and not in a good way. not spoiled with gifts, but just spoiled with somebody always like taking things out of my hands and being like, oh, Michelle, here, I'll do this for you. Okay, next one, not forcing them to follow rules like staying to finish a meal if they're full. And some of you guys might disagree with this, but for me and my parenting skills, it is going to be exactly what that book said. You follow your body and how it's talking to you. I'm going to teach my children to sit at a dinner table and to say, okay, I'm going to make a healthy choice for food. I'm going to make a choice of food that's going to like satisfy the cravings that I'm having. Maybe I want something crunchy. Maybe I want something smooth. I'm going to have them tune in to the small little details of their taste buds and maybe discern between what their mind is thinking that they want or, what does their body really need? And I know how to do that in my body. So I'm going to teach my kids how to do that. And then also knowing, okay, I've had enough. I don't need any more. I'm not going to force my kids to finish their plate. If they decide to eat 2 bites of whatever they're eating and leave it, that's okay. I'm going to say, okay, I'll save it for later. If your belly gets hungry in 2 hours, you can eat then. Why did we start saying, no, you need to eat everything at 6 p.m. and then if you don't eat it all, then you're not going to eat for the rest of the night? What is that teaching them? That's teaching them to totally ignore their body's signals and to force feed and to just not tune in. So I will be the complete opposite of the norm. Next one is force them. This might also be my last one because I don't know if you guys are too interested in this and I don't want to spend the whole evening messages talking about this, but force them to learn how to create fun on their own, essentially forcing them to be bored and sitting in it, see what they come up with. So, not really giving them toys to play with, see what they do. Like, do they grab paper and pen and start drawing? Do they create an imaginary game on their own? Do they start conjuring up an imaginary friend, which is super helpful for their brain? When we teach our kids to create, that is building that muscle. So when they're older, they're always going to be okay in this boredom, this blank space of there's nothing to do. Their mind's going to kick in and it's going to start creating an idea. Oh, maybe we'll go get coffee. Maybe we'll go do this. But when people are always given something to do, here, go do this. Here, go do that. When it comes time to be an adult and there's nothing to do, they don't have the capacity to think about what's possible. And that hinders their ability to manifest and to create a better life for themselves because they stay in this little like box and they only see what's in the box. So when we remove everything from our children's vision, they have to then use this to create something. And it's a really beautiful thing to do. I used to teach that in my classroom all the time. And I also just had a great conversation with a friend, and we were talking about, or I was saying that if I could go back and teach, that I would teach kids to like understand their own happiness, to teach kids to always make decisions based on, like choosing them. Like, how do I feel in this moment? I don't want to do this to please other people. I always want to listen to my body and to my needs and make decisions based off of that. And that is exactly why that page in that book that we read earlier is so important, because kids need to learn how to tune into their hearts. And if you're a parent out there, or if you are homeschooling your child, if your children are going to a certain school and you think they could benefit from these types of lessons, I've created 2 virtual mindfulness programs talking about all of this. And I guide kids through meditation. I guide them through a little bit of movement, a little workout for the younger kids. But each day I hop on the screen and I talk for like 6 or 7 minutes. And then I have the kids journal about questions that I'm teaching about, whether it's gratitude, or that everybody has a story, or self-acceptance, self-respect, just accepting everybody for who they are, knowing that everybody is different. And then they journal about it, and then I guide them through a meditation. So I have the links in my description box below. So if you're interested in that, please send those links to maybe the principal or the superintendent of your school district. If you're homeschooling, you can purchase it for your child at home. It's a 30-day self-run program. So your child can just hit play on the program. And for 30 days, they will be guided through a meditation, and they will sit with me just like here, like kind of like on YouTube, and they will get lessons all about life. And there's a program for 3rd through 8th graders, and then a program for the high school level as well. And the high school level, we go into like relationships, we go into how your network is your net worth. So who you hang out with, you become. We talk about money, we talk about your love languages, just all the stuff that we didn't really learn in school. I put it together in a little curriculum. So if you're interested, the link's in my description box. All right, let's do some animal cards before we, oh, I'm gonna do my charms too. For those of you that don't follow me on Instagram, I got a little bowl full of charms, and they're so adorable. I did a reading earlier today with a girl, and she's like a huge Disney fan. And literally there's one charm in this whole bowl. It's a key, and it's got Disney ears on it. And she got that key. Like, how crazy is that? We talk about parenting. Oh my goodness. We got the monkey card, inner child, don't take life too seriously. This reminds me of my last video that I posted, which I'll also link below. And it was all about like, stop being so mean to yourself. And there's a train going by outside my door, and obviously it was making that sound, which is confirmation with what I'm saying. But your inner child is like learning how to reparent yourself. You know, all those lessons I just read to you on how I want to like be a good parent to my children, and the kind of lessons that I want to teach. How can we do that for us now? How can we tune into our bodies when we're eating a meal and not force ourselves to eat something we don't want to eat? But also knowing the difference between, I do need to get some greens in my body at least once a day. I used to say greens at every meal. And I used to eat like spinach for breakfast with eggs and sausage. And I would just shred the spinach up, and just like, sometimes I would even just grab handfuls of raw spinach and just eat it while I was making my breakfast. And that was my green for the morning. Such a weirdo. I really don't care. I just want the nutrients. So I'll just eat it dry. But you know, and it's funny because I see a lot of green here with the plants and stuff, like knowing how to let your inner child dance and play and sing and have fun, but also being structured and being like, okay, like I need to put good food in my body. I need to be creative. I need to be okay in silence. So how can we reparent ourselves and nurture the inner child within us? How can we be more like a cute little monkey that's playing around, having fun, grabbing a banana? You know, like I always also think about monkeys that cling. Sometimes we cling to people, places, and things when we're scared. And how can we not do that? How can we use that as a lesson to let go and just be okay with, all right, universe, whatever you're going to bring my way, I'm going to be so grateful for it in that moment. And I'm just going to be like, yay, it's here. I'm just happy I have it. I'm not going to worry about losing it. I'm just really grateful for this present moment. I'm really grateful. Maybe he's just really grateful to have those bananas and he's just chilling in the tree, you know? How can you be more like that inner child that's just seeing the joyfulness, the playfulness in everything, not taking life too seriously? It says, don't take life too seriously. I forgot that it even said that when I thought that. I was like, holy crap. Okay, so I'm going to pick a charm. Closing my eyes. All right, we have a tree, literally. Monkeys hanging out in the tree. Okay, we have the tree. Let's see what comes out next. What does this tree mean? Turtle. I just heard slow pace. Okay, now I get it. I just heard building a foundation. So with whatever you're working on, whatever you're doing, or you're currently involved in, it is, sorry, I thought I just saw a cute little heart. You are planting roots. It's like a solid foundation. You're rooting yourself into something. You're investing yourself and your time and you're realizing it's going to take a little bit of time. You're going to have to move at a slow turtle pace, and that's okay. Let's get another one. Okay, I got two. We got the love card, or the love card, the love charm. It's Cupid's arrow. Yay. So maybe somebody's moving very slow with love. This resonates for me. So building roots, planting seeds, letting it grow slowly like the turtle, and letting that love build. And then we have the Hello Kitty, which makes me think of children. Holy cow. In the back, the back says my daughter's birthday. Wow. It says 7/13 on the back. So this is Hello Kitty. So I was actually just going to say this is like a charm representing children. Children are involved in this. So whatever this slow paced movement is, there's kids involved, and maybe that's why it's moving slowly. This really resonates for me. Oh, we have the elephant. So the elephant is all about like overcoming obstacles. If we read, I'm being called to read the elephant card in my one deck. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Elephant card, unstoppable, auspicious, wise. The elephant is arguably the most auspicious figure in the deck. Like Ganesh, the elephant represents immense wisdom, as well as good fortune. It is said that the great elephant is the destroyer of obstacles. So if this card appears when you feel stuck, rest assured the path will soon become clear. To add to the mystery, the elephant is also known to create obstacles in order to steer us in the right direction. Trust this gentle, noble creature. It illuminates the way with the light of self-knowledge. And as I was reading this, it said, to add to the mystery, the elephant is also known to create obstacles in order to steer us in the right direction. So if you're going through something in your life that feels like this massive obstacle, it's here for you. It's here to show you something. It's here to wake you up to see, not even to wake you up. It's just literally you have to go through things in life. Life can't just be like, oh, let's just coast for the rest of our lives. We're here to learn. We're here to grow. We're here to be better. We're here to experience joy and peace and yummy tasting foods, and to be children and to play and to expand ourselves and to love other people. And we don't do that deeply unless we feel a little pain. And we have to go through those obstacles, those painful obstacles, to be like, okay, I need a balance here. I'm going to have to feel pain at some point. I can't avoid it. And, I was just talking about my dad tonight and how he went through so many different things in his life, but he chose to kind of stay even. He didn't take too many risks. He just stayed kind of mediocre and was just like, I'm just going to go to work. I'm going to love my family and just going to kind of stay low key. And that was his choice. He was very much so like a homebody. And I don't know why I just brought him up, but I just feel like with the elephant card, it's the opposite of that. You are not afraid of challenges. You're not ready to stay even. You're ready to take those risks and understand that you came here to do that. And sometimes when we don't do that, we'll just have to live another lifetime and do it again. And I know for me, I want to make the best of my experience, and I'm just going to appreciate it day by day by day. And if I have an obstacle, and if you guys have an obstacle to go through, you can sit back and say, okay, this is here for me. This is moving me into a different direction. It's helping me see maybe what I don't want, maybe what I do want. And this happened to me when I changed schools with my job. I just was like, I didn't know what I wanted. And I went to this one school and it was great. And I met a bunch of wonderful people and I was able to create some things, but eventually, like, I started to listen to my body. My body was saying, you're not supposed to be here anymore. This doesn't feel good. You're supposed to be somewhere else. And it's like, you just know. But my mind was telling me, but this is what I'm supposed to be doing. This is where I'm supposed to be. Like, I feel bad leaving the kids. I feel bad leaving the school. And I had to not listen to that. And anytime I get any kind of like hiccups or anything in my throat, that's confirmation of what I'm saying. We have to not listen to what society is telling us to do. Instead, we have to listen to what our body wants. What is your body calling for? What do you want to feel? How do you want to feel? Do you want to feel life numb and just not feeling joy and love and compassion and your deepest feelings ever and your happiest feelings ever? Do you just want to be mediocre? Sometimes we have to tune out what society is telling us to do and choose us. Choose to listen to our bodies because they are our beacons. And there are a lot of people right now being guided to leave jobs, to leave situations that are not healthy for them. And it's scary and it's hard. I can only speak on the leaving jobs because, and financial fear is really scary too, but I'm also having total faith, and I'm seeing in my life that every day money is just showing up. It's God and the universe is making it happen for me because I chose myself. So if you are sitting on the other end of your phone right now, or computer, wherever, TV, wherever you're watching this, I am with you. I am here to comfort you, to let you know that if your body is telling you to leave something, you can do it. The universe and God will literally show up with so many opportunities after you make the leap. You're not alone. You can handle it. And just on that other side of the fence, when you take that little step over, that little leap over, or maybe you just walk through the gate, when you do that, you might be risking something and leaving something behind, or changing, your life might have to change drastically in order to do that. But the reward that you get on the other side of that fence is what you came here to experience in this lifetime. And your soul is nudging you to do it. And if you're not quite ready to do it yet, that's okay. You just be patient and you listen to your body. You listen to the cues. And I just looked down at the elephant and he's got a heart on his ear. So that was perfect timing. Thanks, Micah. My daughter's name is Micah and she always comes through with hearts. She passed away when she was just 2 months old. But yeah, I don't know if you guys, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see it, but excuse my fingers, but on his ear, there's a heart. Do you guys see that? So it's just another message that you'll know exactly when the time is right. You don't need to rush it. You don't need to make an abrupt change. I had 2 people today message me that they were asking about like leaving their jobs, and they're like, you know, I'm scared, but I just know it's time. My body's just telling me I can't be here anymore. Like if you're waking up and you're dreading going somewhere, that is your body talking to you and you have to honor it. And I know you don't have something lined up next yet, but sometimes when you just type up the letter saying that you're going to leave and you hit send, literally 2 hours later, you get a job opportunity. I can't even tell you how many times that has happened to my clients who I've coached and helped through this. So you're not alone. I am here to hold your hand and to support you in those decisions. I've been there before with the career part of it. But yes, please let me know if you need anything. All right. Let me take a deep breath, see if there's anything else that wants to come through. I'm hearing one more charm. Okay. One more charm and then we'll end this. So we had some beautiful messages about listening to our body, how to parent our children, how to reparent ourselves. Oh my gosh, we got the death charm, which is an ending. I have on my wall a sweet ending to a new beginning. So this is the end of a cycle. It is time to say goodbye to it. That's crazy. It's like kind of like the death card in one of my decks. A lot of people get scared about that, but it's just kind of like, it could be you like changing an old habit, like maybe maybe you haven't worked out in like 2 years and all of a sudden you start working out. You would have gotten like the death card in one of my decks because it's like an ending of a cycle. You're starting something new. So the death card and the death charm actually means you're embarking on a new journey. So say goodbye to the old you. It no longer exists, and you're ready to leave that piece of you behind because it does not feel good. And when you take that leap of faith, it's going to be like, oh, it's going to be like rainbows and unicorns. I can't even tell you how good I feel every day doing the work that I'm doing compared to how I felt before. It just was an older version of me that I didn't resonate with anymore. I wasn't the same Michelle, and my soul was like, okay, it's time to go. Okay, I've blabbed enough. I hope you guys enjoyed these messages. Remember, listen to your body and teach your children to do the same. Our bodies are literally our GPS, and they will guide us to everything that we ever need, want, and desire. All right, like, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys in the next video. Have a lovely evening. Peace out.